No. It's too late now. You should have did that before I got started. No. You saw me press that button. Hi, guys. So I am sitting here with a good friend of mine, Michael, and he is going to share his viewpoints and his thoughts on why is it hard? Why is dating hard for men? Because, I always give my viewpoint coming from a female's perspective. So I can't really speak on what men think and what they go through. Even though I've heard that you guys go through a lot, right?
Tough. It's different now than it used to be. I just think now these days everyone it's easy to get to different people based on online.
This is true because of social media.
Yeah, definitely. It can be Facebook, Instagram, dating sites, where if things don't work out, you can easily replace someone.
This is very true. So what issues have you found with dating? Because, sometimes I see your post and I'll see you say certain things, or, I've seen you post someone and then that someone is no longer there. So like, what issues do you find when it comes to dating? What word am I trying to think of? What's the roadblocks that you're coming across when it comes to finding certain women?
Well, I think people, we used to work for getting, when you met someone, if something wasn't right or they had a little rough patch or things you didn't like, you stayed along. You worked with them. I just think people don't work with people anymore.
Don't put the hard work in. Yeah. Don't put in the effort.
Yeah, we kind of conditioned to have a short attention span now, based on just different things in life with technology, dating apps, just anything from when you think about it, the world has become give me.
Right.
Even when you order something off Amazon or you go to the grocery store, you can buy something from your house and pick it up and it's right there in the car. So people don't even have to work for anything. So we kind of brought it into the dating world. It's like, give me, if you're not what I want, I'm gonna give you back to the world.
Right. So what kinds of women are you finding? What kind of women are you coming across in your search for the right one?
It's many different kinds. I mean, some great women that I cross paths with, but the world, I believe, has changed with feminism. A lot of times that we didn't have to, and it's great to be strong and to be independent, feel equal, those type of things. But it's all about, especially like now reality TV. A lot of people mimic what they see on TV.
Yes, they do.
They copy, and because the only thing we're exposed to now is I'm the baddest, this Miss Independent. Every song you hear is independent and
get that bag.
Yeah. And I always say this, that you always hear a woman say, I don't need a man. But I've never heard a man say he don't need a woman. But I want a woman. Every man want a woman.
Right.
We might want many, multiple, but we will never say we don't need a woman. Yeah. We always need that. We just,
So because you don't really go out to clubs a lot, do you?
Not anymore.
Okay, so where do you find the women, or where do you come across certain women?
I mean, it can be different places like the malls, Walmart. That's a great place.
What? Walmart is a great place to meet somebody?
I always say they got to eat.
I did not know that.
Every woman has been approached.
This is true, but the men I've been approached by in Walmart are not anybody that I would find myself interested in.
I hear that. But also, social media. It can be Facebook.
Do you do online dating?
Yes,
You
I
do
have.
online dating?
Yeah, I met some great ladies online. There was one in particular that I met about 5, 6 years ago, and we had a nice run, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and gone on some few trips, Bahamas, different places,
Okay.
around the country. So yeah,
Now, when you say you do online dating, is it more like Facebook, Instagram, that type of thing, or do you actually do dating sites? Like, I don't know what they are. Match.com, is Bumble a dating site?
yes,
Tinder?
done Bumble. I originally started on Black People Meet.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's old though.
well,
That's
that's what I
like
said.
Black People Meet was like how long ago?
It was about 10 years
That's
ago.
about 10 years ago. 10. That tells you
But
that Michael's been single for a long time.
no, it don't.
Yeah. If you started on blackpeoplemeet.com.
Well, but I've been in relationships in the meantime.
Okay.
And then just like you said a few moments ago about I posted a ex or someone I was in a relationship with.
Mm-hmm. No, actually, this girl wasn't. I think it was your first date and you were really excited about it. And you posted a picture of it. And I forgot what the actual wording was, but you were excited about it. I mean, of course, this was like a few months ago. And I was like, oh, well, that's so sweet.
No, well, yeah. I mean, a lot of times when you meet people, it's all, to me, I get that excitement of the first time hanging out because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
But just because you meet them online doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It just means that,
yeah,
just we had a good time that first time. And that was it.
So do you have frustrations when it comes to dating? Like, what is it that you're coming across a lot of from the ladies? Like, what is the frustration? Because women, we have frustrations when it comes to dating. We have a lot of frustrations because sometimes we come across the same type of guy or the same type of BS or the same type of drama or the same type of lies. So what frustrations are you coming across that just kind of deters you from, just stepping out and taking that leap to falling in love with someone?
One of the things is that I've noticed that kind of rubs me the wrong way. I was to meet someone and she was kind of nonchalant as far as, and not trying to change or alter her schedule or anything like that. But when you kind of tell when no one is really interested, and they kind of, I'll see you next month, or I'll see you in 2 weeks, but then you might see a post and they just doing it and everything. But so I mean, nonchalant, of course. I'm type where I love someone with positive energy. I understand, everyone's not going to be your ideal type, but I just kind of have things that I just love in someone, or to grow and to continue. But the nonchalant, negative energy or bad attitudes, that will keep me from trying to go further.
Now, have you ever been married?
No.
Okay. What's the longest relationship you've had?
6 years.
What's the shortest relationship that you've had? Not hooking up, like relationship. Like we have sat down and had this conversation that we are going to be in a committed relationship. Not just because you're hanging out and you're having sex. That's not a relationship.
Yeah.
So what's the shortest relationship that you've had?
I'd say probably about 4 months.
And when was your last relationship?
December, I almost remember, December 2016.
Really? So you've been single for 3 years? Wow.
Yeah, that was the first person I ever broke up with, actually. Ever.
That you broke up with? The other ones broke up with you?
No, we just kind of grew apart.
Okay.
I'm actually still friends with every ex, and I can't love you today and then I hate you tomorrow like a lot of people do. I always want to make sure we're on the good page, no matter, even if I did something wrong or we just, I don't know. I see that all often as far as people break up and I can't stand them, but I always want to still be good friends because we were at one point. So, yeah.
Interesting. That's interesting. I don't know if I want a guy that I'm dating or in a relationship with to be friends with every ex he's ever had.
But I don't hang out with the exes. They just might be Facebook friends. I don't even talk to them, but when I see them, we cool. Everything's good. Or periodically, once or twice a year, hey, how are you? I'm good.
I guess I have a different understanding of the word friends. When someone says, yeah, we're friends, that to me says that you talk occasionally, you might hang out occasionally, but your definition of being friends means that there were no hard feelings when you broke up, but if you see them out, it's like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, so no hanging out. I understand what you meant by that, where you still might go out on dinner.
Right, or you still, check up on each other every now and
or you hook up
to see how you're doing, and have you, or in between your relationships, y'all are still hooking up, but then when you get into a relationship, y'all are not hooking up.
Yeah, we don't hook up.
All right, now we got through that, so let's talk about the epidemic of side chicks. Why are you trying to say it like that? Why are you trying to say it like that? Why are you turning your head like that?
I think I'm breaking man laws, man rules.
Why?
Because
I break women rules all the time. It's okay. They'll still like you.
They won't. I'm a traitor.
They'll still like you. Now, side chicks. Why do you feel that a lot of men choose to have side chicks? Someone said to me that, men don't really choose. It just kind of happens, they fall into, which I think that's a bunch of BS, because we all make decisions and we all know what decisions that we're making when we make them. If I have sex with somebody tonight, I chose to do that. I didn't fall into it and it just happened. I made the decision to have sex with somebody. So a man chooses to cheat. He chooses to have a side chick. He doesn't fall into having a side chick. He chooses to step out of his relationship. He chooses to step out of his marriage. That's a choice that he doesn't have to make, but he does. So why do you think they do? What's your thoughts on why some men have side chicks?
Well, it could be something missing in the home that you don't get, and you're probably not going to get. But you still love that person just the same. It could be, for the most part, it's huge percentage is going to be sexual, sex-wise. But it could be you see someone that is better than your girl or your lady, wife,
that so looks forth. Better, you mean?
Looks better, smarter, better personality, but you have a foundation with this particular person. And of course, from when a man cheats, he don't expect to get caught. He hopes to not ever. Of course,
he doesn't expect to get caught.
So, but it's something that's missing that, and a lot of people say that having a side chick, men and women, that makes the relationship better. Not sure how true that is, but but I can understand that part, because if you're getting fulfillment outside of the relationship, let's just leave it towards sex, that if you're fulfilled outside of it, when you get home, you're not lacking at that particular time, because you're getting that. She don't know about it, but you're getting those needs, but you still come home to the great wife, a great girlfriend, and you might, even if you have a family or not. A lot of people don't leave because of that, because they have a family, but you still have a craving or desire somewhere else.
So do you feel like usually when a man steps outside of his relationship or marriage is mainly due to sex?
It's a huge part.
So it's not an emotional, it wouldn't be an emotional reason, like he's lacking something emotionally from his spouse? But then I guess it kind of plays hand in hand, because if he's lacking something emotional from her, then that also means he wouldn't be getting sex, right?
Yeah, definitely. But also, I'm glad you said that, because I believe, and I actually know firsthand that there's guys that don't like his girlfriend, wife. You know, she might be negative, but have a bad attitude.
Mhm.
And when you find someone that's pretty chill, pretty cool, then you know, or somebody easy to talk to.
Right.
That I believe that plays a huge part. You can sometimes be a coworker or a friend that was a regular friend, but you kind of have opened up to them, and then things have led to, you know, cheating. But so that can happen sometimes. You can be in a relationship with someone, and you just realize later, you find out later on, it's just not the one for me, but you're in it.
So why not get out of it?
It's almost like it's different if you married or if you have a full investment, you know, you might have a home together and so forth. So it's not as easy to separate, or it could just be a moment in time. It could be some where it's just something that you don't think you're going to be in it for a long time, but
it's something that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You find yourself a year later still cheating.
So do you think that okay, so let me rephrase it. Do you have any friends that's never cheated?
Yes.
How many?
It's not many. Should I even be saying this? I'm sorry, brother. I apologize.
Yes, you should. I asked another friend of mine because he was very adamant on, you know, all men don't have side chicks. And I said, well, do you have any friends that's never cheated? And he's like, absolutely. And I said, how many? He's like, one. You can't be adamant about one.
I know.
Be adamant about
I think about
five.
I think about six. Three. Think about three. But your question is, because I have friends that are now committed, but they've had dirt in the past, but they're committed. Now it's almost like they've gotten it out of their system. So they're committed now. But if you're just talking about, you know, forever, I'm sure a lot of men have. I'm not going to put every man as a cheater, but I don't know. It's just certain things that one lady might not have. And I'm sure the same with men. There's going to be men that don't have everything, but you all don't step out.
Right.
We hunters. Right. We if it's something that we want, we go get it. Even
regardless
if it's
of the consequences, for the most part.
You had to add that. True. You had to throw it in
there. That's true. Regardless of the consequences, for the most part, if a man sees something that he wants, he is going to go after it. Got a beautiful wife at home, beautiful kids. And I even know and have some friends that, for all accounting purposes, they say that they have a good wife, that she's a good mom, she's a good wife, she's this, she's that. They have a good time together, but they cheat. Like, they don't really have a reason why they cheat. They just cheat. Some men just like the new. And the thrill of getting someone different, that does things different, that moves differently, that smells differently, tastes differently. Men like the new, right?
Nothing wrong with the new.
See, men like the new.
I have to be honest there. I mean, obviously, I'm a different person than I was, let's say, 10 years ago. But yeah, it's something about, we can get bored.
So 10 years ago, were you a chaser of the new?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. And it's, like I said, I mean, it's almost like it's an adrenaline rush to have something new. And the person that you have could be the perfect person.
Right.
But we want to make sure, we want to see that we're not being in a relationship that we're just okay with. We want to be excited with. So we can be good, we can be happy, be with someone's, love the time we spent, but there's no excitement there. It's become, and it's almost like we get bored with that particular person.
But what if you have a woman that does all those things, that you are spiritually connected and you have great sex, and you know she's a good wife, she falls in that line of being submissive, all that good stuff, and there would be no reason to validate cheating. Like, you're not missing anything sexually. She still tries to keep the fire going, dress up, get sexy, do date nights and all these other different kind of things. But the men still cheat. And I can only speak on that because I personally have no friends that do that. They say they got a good wife, and I see these Facebook posts and how happy they are and all the amazing trips that they take and the good times that they have, but then I see them out with somebody else.
I think a part of it, probably a huge part of it, is something that's deep down, that either we didn't have a stable home, so we don't know, we don't have an example of what being a good man is.
Do you think if you had a father that cheated and you knew that this father cheated on your mother, do you think this would have something to do with that being embedded in you, that being cheat?
Well, if I saw my father, I'm getting chills actually when you said that. That I probably would not want my lady to ever have that feeling of being betrayed, cheated on, heartbroken. So if that was the case, if I grew up, because I never had a pops growing up, so I would. I guess there's a song in particular that "Treat Your Woman First." I think it's Jaheim or something. That would be how I would be now. It would have shifted my way of thinking as far as treating my lady. I would go about making sure I'm not with someone if I'm going to be with someone new.
Right.
But I didn't have that, so I don't know. I don't know. It's not in me to think like that, I guess, or to feel that way, or to feel or even think about hurting this woman. But if I saw mom's hurt and I have gotten that from the core growing up and so forth, then I would probably do something different.
Now, let me ask you this before we get ready to wrap it up, because I have heard men say this before. If you're in a relationship and you with the woman you say you love, everything is good, all the good stuff. She's got a banging body, beautiful, all the bells and whistles, right? Is it a daily struggle for a man not to cheat, not to step out of his relationship? Because I've heard that it is.
I'll just go back to my recent relationship. I remember how it started and how great it was. It was like I didn't want anything else. Nothing else mattered.
I actually, isn't it like that with someone that you're excited about? It's always like that with someone you're excited about. Like, you're thinking about them all the time. You want to be with them all the time. You want to do this. You want to do that, until the rose-colored glasses come off, and you're like, this person's same bullshit I had last year. But don't we all get that excitement with someone that we're really vibing with, that we're really interested in, and then somewhere down the line that excitement just kind of fades without really anything happening? That's just life, though. That's just life.
No, I guess I have a good response to that because it was relevant. Sometimes, well, in that particular case, my last relationship, she just got too comfortable. She got comfortable. Yeah, she just got too comfortable. And I'm sure that happens a lot of times where they don't care to look good for their guy anymore. They kind of not fun anymore because they know they got you. They're in a relationship with you. So they don't work to keep it going, keep it exciting, keep it fun, do something, just
they don't keep that same energy that they had when y'all met.
Yeah. So we kind of, okay. So she not fun anymore. Okay, let me find some fun somewhere else.
And find some fun somewhere else.
I like that. Don't use it.
Yeah, I'm gonna hashtag that. So, in the last relationship that you were in, did you cheat?
No.
Was it hard for you not to?
Yes, definitely. I didn't, but I knew. That's why I said she was the only lady I broke up with. That I just, I just obviously found out later on that we're just too different. So I didn't cheat, but I had to break it off. I had to. It was hard because it's foreign for me to break up with someone.
But you knew that, was it one of those situations where you knew if you didn't, you would end up cheating? Yeah. How long were you guys together?
A year.
Did you live together?
No. Well, I had stuff over there, so I was over there a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was like sometimes I was over there for weeks because she was close to where I used to work and so forth. But yeah, if I would have gone back to the old Michael if I had stayed in there. Because I knew she wasn't going anywhere because I had her heart and everything, but it wasn't going to last.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being on here and giving us your viewpoint. I don't know. You think you lost some cool points with those?
No, I'm okay.
You good?
I didn't reveal much. I got to reveal a couple things, but
He didn't pull a Steve Harvey.
No, but I gave some reasons, that made sense.
And you gave some valid reasons, and you could speak on it because you were almost in that situation. You know what you were thinking, what you were feeling, and it would have been easy for you to do it because you knew you had a heart, and you probably would have done it and not gotten caught.
Yeah, he'll be doing it, but I didn't want that. But I wanted the new. Yeah, I wanted the new.
He's like, I want the new.
It's some about that new where it's just when you get it, it's refreshing. It's like a burst of energy. It's wow. Man.
A burst of energy. The new is like a burst of energy.
And especially when you get it and she loved it. And which every lady she will always love it. But
really.
But it's just something about it. It's just some. I mean, I'm hoping one day to that last burst of energy. I wanted the next burst of energy. I hopefully will be the last, but it's just nothing like it. Just, I mean, it's not a conquer or anything like that, but it's like you've made a complete stranger more than a complete stranger, and that you have that emotional connection now, and that's. Especially if they feel the same for you, it's just a rush.
Yeah,
and
this is true. I mean, it's a rush for women too. We like the new.
Y'all like the new?
We do.
If it's good.
If it's good. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I am going to let Michael get on with his day because he's got plans. I got stuff to do. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me.
We will maybe talk to him later on down the line about something else. I don't know. We'll see.
Peace. I wanted some more time.